Hello, this is Alexander Cross, Criminal Defense here in the San Francisco Bay Area. If you'd like to learn more about criminal defense, be sure to subscribe to our channel, Law Offices of Cross and Associates. So right now there are some uncertainties regarding the COVID-19 epidemic. One big uncertainty has to do with jail visits. We've been receiving a lot of inquiries lately regarding jail visits here in the San Francisco Bay Area, and the thing that's terrible is that for a lot of people who are in custody right now here in the San Francisco Bay Area, they have no idea what's going on with their cases, because a lot of times the courts are simply continuing the cases due to the epidemic. It's really important that if you have a family member who was recently arrested, like today or yesterday, that an attorney goes to the jail to visit that family member as soon as possible. The reason is because there's sometimes going to be a race between the attorney and the police to get to the accused. It's really important that for instance, whenever people come to our office and they have a family member in jail, first thing we do is we go do a jail visit. This is before even accepting the case. We do a jail visit. The reason why we do the jail visit is because immediately we need to do a little bit of recognizance, so to speak. First, we have to obtain his or her version of the story, and we need to figure out what are the potential defenses, if any. The other thing we need the defendant know are his rights, his or her rights. Everybody knows the Miranda rights, but defender. Now, the other thing that's really important to know is the following. It's really important to let the client know to not discuss the case on the phone with family members. One of the first things somebody who is in custody wants to do is to make a telephone call to their family. Do not talk about the case at all, because anything that you say on the phone will be recorded. Also, if the family goes accused at the jail, that visit will also be recorded. The only time that an inmate is not recorded is when an attorney is there to discuss the case with him or her. And the reason is because it is illegal to record attorneys while they are discussing a case with an inmate or a prospective client due to a client-attorney privilege. Also, it's really important that the inmate not discuss his case with other inmates there in custody. The reason is because sometimes the other inmates might not actually be inmates. They could be police, or in other circumstances, they may be inmates that have already worked out deals with the district attorneys. The other thing, and this is almost as equally important, actually it's more important than anything, I need to know if the police have already interviewed your family member and what your family member told the police. What I don't want is to go do a jail visit and for your to tell me, oh yeah, it's true, and I already told the police everything because I felt intimidated. Like that, you pretty much have your back against the wall, because unless you can argue that the police did something physically to the defendant, or if unless you can argue that the defendant is so damaged mentally that he cannot appreciate the consequences of his actions, or that he is so far gone that he cannot assist with his own defense, you're sort of out of luck when you give a full confession / statement to the police. So, of the case, we need to know about the viability. A lot of criminal defense attorneys will say, okay, to handle this case I will charge $20,000, $25,000, whatever it is, and then the family accepts the case. Then the attorney goes to the jail afterwards, visits with the inmate, and then discovers what? He discovers that he can't do much because the inmate already confessed. But because there is attorney-client privilege, a lot of times what will happen? The attorney will stay silent, handle the case, lose the case, and we're pretty much finished there. So no, before accepting the case, we prefer to go to court, actually to go to the jail first, to do the visit, to verify whether or not the case is even viable. Because if the case is not viable because the person did a full confession, you might want to think twice before spending the money to hire an attorney. Regardless, if you'd like to learn more about criminal defense here in the San Francisco Bay Area, don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Law offices of Cross & Associates. But if you need a jail visit, if you need an attorney to go visit a friend or family member who's in custody, especially during this coronavirus crisis, call us now at 1-800-862-7677. Once again, 1-800-862-7677.